dim light of an empty school. The mundane transforms into the haunting. A chilling legend stirs from the silence, waiting for a curious soul to awaken it. Are you brave enough to confront the mystery that lurks in the shadows? When the final bell echoes through the corridors and the voices fade as if they had never existed, the school changes its personality. The walls seem narrower, the shadows stretch across the cold floor, and the silence gains an almost physical weight. It is in this space between the end of the day and the arrival of night that the legend of the blonde in the bathroom awakens, not as a childish tale, but as a presence that seems to breathe along with the building. They say that many years ago there was a young woman with light hair, striking beauty, and a sorrowful gaze. No one agrees exactly on how she died. Some speak of cruel humiliation, others of a violent accident that was never explained. What everyone repeats in hushed voices is that her pain was so deep that she could not move on. The bathroom mirror is said to have become her final dwelling, a portal where her image trapped like a reflection that can never find rest. During the day, the bathroom is just an ordinary place. Dripping faucets, cold tiles, the smell of cleaning products. But when the building empties, something changes. The air feels colder. The echo of footsteps lingers longer. The mirror itself seems to darken, as if absorbing the little light that remains. That is where the ritual takes place, passed down from generation as a forbidden challenge, a test of courage that blends curiosity and recklessness into a moment. Close the door, stare into the mirror, knock 3 times on the glass, flush the toilet, whisper her name. Each step carries an invisible tension, as if something were being slowly awakened. The heart races, sweat forms on the hands, and the silence turns into a deafening noise. Many give up halfway through. Others continue to the end, driven by a strange need to prove that nothing happened. Those who persist report sensations that are hard to explain. The light may flicker for no reason. The reflection seems to lag for a second, as if the image were thinking before copying the movement. A chill runs down the spine, like the touch of invisible fingers. Some swear they hear a whisper that comes from nowhere, a fragile sound, mixed with the distant noise of water disappearing down the drain. Then in some accounts, she appears, not as a clear and solid figure, but as a distortion in the mirror, a pale outline, a strange glow where human eyes should be. The hair seems to float, as if submerged in invisible water. The smile does not convey joy. It conveys a disturbing calm, like someone who has finally been noticed after decades of waiting. Some say the door closes by itself, that the air grows heavy, that the body simply refuses to obey its own commands for a few eternal seconds. Some flee in panic, slamming into walls, stumbling over their own fear. Others leave in absolute silence, faces pale, unable to explain what they saw. There are even those who never again try to play with the legend, as if something had been taken from inside them that night. What is most unsettling is not only the possibility of an apparition, it is the lingering sensation. Something follows the person for a while, a strange reflection in windows, a sudden chill without explanation, the constant impression of being watched, even when no one is around, as if the blonde were not confined to the bathroom, but carried a fragment of those who dared to call her. Over the years, the story has spread through schools across the country. Each city added a detail, a variation, a new rumor. In some versions, she scratches the mirror. In others, she pulls the hair of whoever calls her. There are reports of unexplained screams, doors that will not open, marks that appear on the skin without any apparent cause. Truth or collective invention. The fear remains alive, fed by mystery and repetition. Perhaps the true power of the legend lies precisely in this, the fragile border between imagination and reality. When many people believe in the same story, the environment seems to absorb that belief. The bathroom ceases to be just a physical space and becomes a setting charged with expectation and fear. The mind, vulnerable in silence and darkness, begins to interpret any sound as a presence. Even so, there is something that no rational explanation can completely erase. The discomfort that arises from staring at an empty mirror for too long, the feeling that the reflection could move on its own, the silent doubt that perhaps not every reflection truly belongs to the one standing before her. The blonde in the bathroom remains a collective whisper, passing through generations, a reminder that certain limits should not be tested merely out of curiosity. Because in the end, the most disturbing question is not whether she exists, it is whether, in some silent corridors, someone is right now closing the bathroom door, taking a deep breath, raising a hand for the first knock on the mirror, without knowing exactly what might answer from the other side. What you saw is only part of the story. To stay up to date on upcoming facts, mysteries, and revelations, like, subscribe and follow our channel.